Celebrating July 4th, Joseph Landry drove intoxicated and caused a collision, claiming the life of a 5-year-old boy. He was sentenced to 48 years for his crime, but after serving less than a third, he is up for parole. Let's take a look.
Joseph Landry, DOC 509060.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Landry. I'm going to read some information into the record, after which time we will hear from the warden, and then we have some people here in opposition to your release, and then Mr. Tillis will ask you some questions, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I find, sir, that you are a second felony offender, that you're currently serving a 48-year, 9-month sentence for vehicular homicide and first-degree vehicular injury with classified as a habitual offender. You have a parole eligibility date that was 2/17/2019. You have a good time date 11/4/2053 and a full term date 10/30/2054. Does that sound correct according to your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
The read here. Warden, would you like to make any comments about this offender that we should take into consideration?
Yes, ma'am. I got this record here in front of me, and it pretty much speaks for him. He has no DB court write-ups since he's been here, and he's had completed numerous CTPRP programs, has a GED, and has participated in numerous other programs and clubs and organizations throughout the prison.
What is his current custody level?
He's a medium.
Is there a reason why medium versus?
Due to his Yes, but due to the amount of time he had.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. Mr. Landry, would you like to address the board?
Yes, ma'am. I have a past that involved drugs. I made some bad decisions. I hurt some innocent people. I was weak. I was weak to substance abuse. I was so in it, I couldn't see the damage that I was doing. I couldn't see the danger that was up ahead. I remember going to one of my court dates, and court-appointed lawyer came to see me. He laid out some pictures. When he laid out the pictures, it was the pictures of a little kid. Little kid in a hospital bed. Tubes, wires, machines hooked to him. And I was like, oh God, what have I done? What have I done? I hated me. I hated being who I was. And I still deal with the shame and the guilt. Every day I think about the people that I hurt. I think about that. I can't escape those thoughts. But I remember going back to my dorm after that, and I see his man came up to me. He came up to me and he said, son, you need to surrender to Jesus. And I'm like, who's Jesus? I didn't know who Jesus was. I was reading the Bible and I didn't know who Jesus was. So later that night, that's what I did. I surrendered. It didn't change nothing. My circumstances stood the same, but there was something in me that shifted. I had a desire to know who Jesus was. And from that point on, I began to study the Bible. I began to study scriptures, my obedience to the scriptures. I got involved in programs, and those programs have helped me. They've helped me be a better person. They helped me be aware of how the decisions, how they affected other people. And I'm so sorry for the lives that I hurt, all those people that I affected. I am, but I'm not that person anymore. I got like 17 years of rehab in. This prison has been rehab for me. Through this, I have retrained myself how to live. I think every day about the decisions that I made, how the drugs played a part in this, how the lives that I hurt because of my addiction. I was weak to it. I take full responsibility. I wish I could have gained control, but it had me. It had me, man. But I'm stronger. I'm stronger now. And I develop a hate. I got a hate for that lifestyle. Every day I think about people's lives that have changed because I couldn't control my addiction. And so I've developed a hatred towards that type of stuff. I know I'm not going back to that type of lifestyle. I'm not. I wrestle with the shame and guilt every day. I'm not going back to that. I'm not that person no more.
Okay, thank you very much for your comment. We have several people who want to speak in opposition today. The first person we're going to ask is the grandmother of the victim, Patricia Woodruff, and she is here at headquarters. And so if you'll just go to the podium and address the panel. About 3 minutes or so.
I'm Chandler's grandmother, my daughter, Emmy. With all that has happened back on that July 4th, took away our 5-year-old. Kirk Chandler, and his whole life has been in hospitals, doctors, surgery, seizures. Took away his childhood, took away his teen years, took away his adult years. And he will always need his mom to take care of him. And there's not a day that don't go by. He don't want his brother. I have seen him take his good hand, but he can't use the left. I've seen him beat his mom and beg and cry to go to heaven to get hungry. And all because of choices that was made. And it was a habitual offender choice. It wasn't just the first time. And I do believe it's going to happen again. I really do. Within 6 months, he's going to be back because he's going to offend again. And I ask you, he was sentenced to 48 years. Let him serve it because my son, grandson, and my daughter, they're going to serve. They're subject to this until the day they die. They don't get a reprieve. They don't get parole. They don't get probation. And it's all day, every day with Chandler. And he's doing massive surgery on his head again. It's been a whole year in a helmet because they had to remove the bone back again. And he's on a feed because he doesn't eat very well. So mom has to give him the milk when he don't eat. I said, their life is, that's it. I ask you, don't let him go, please.
Thank you for your comments. We also have Keisha Hart, the aunt of Chandler, and Keisha, Chandler, and Logan's aunt.
My mom pretty much summed it up. He talks a lot about the kids. He did it last time during the hearing. But at that time, he hadn't participated in anything. He doesn't even address. I know he's not allowed to address the drug. He has never showed any remorse to us, to his victim here, to anyone. So I really don't think he should yell. Yeah, I really, yeah, like my mom said, he's an habitual offender. Yes, he has served almost 17 years. Like you see, he won't do it again. There's no proof of that, and if you let him out now, and he does it again, he's gonna have another family. I just want to see that. No one should after what we do every day.
Thank you.
Chandler. I mean, we brought him here today because we can talk about it. But you see the damage he has done, you can see Chandler every day. Yeah, he didn't have a chance to live like everyone else. His life is in a wheelchair. Because of Joe's actions, his choices, what he chose to do, what he continued to choose. He had done this previously, or he would not have been a visual offender. I don't think he has changed. I can talk, anybody can talk a good game, but I don't believe him. Do not believe him at all.
Thank you so much for your comments. I do want to note for the record, Emmy and Daniel, the mother and father of the victim, are in the hearing today. Also, Father Charlie Woodruff. We are going to listen to Brett Summer, 21st JDC and Assistant DA.
Good morning. I'm with the DA's office in Livingston. We wanted to come and support the victims and voice our opposition. Again, this was a horrific case with victims. I find that in particular, vehicular homicide is one of the most preventable crimes that occurs. Especially, it's one that puts more innocent and just every possible member of the community at risk, just based on everyone is driving on the roads, as opposed to people who maybe put themselves in situations that they shouldn't be in. And ultimately, in this case, the judge at the time rendered this sentence based on all the facts in front of him. To grant him early release at parole would be an intervening act on y'all's behalf without the consent of anyone else. I think the judge rendered an appropriate sentence, and because of that and the victim's testimony before you today, we would ask that you would deny his parole.
Thank you, sir. And Tamika White is also from your office joining us, but is not going to be speaking. At this time, the case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. Well, Mr. Tillis, you'll proceed.
VA. He spoke, VA just spoke, didn't he?
Yes.
Mr. Landry, my name is Chuck Tillis, and I've gone through your case, read it several times, and I'm glad that you're trying to change and better yourself. So, and I've listened to you on your statement here now. So I have no more questions or any questions.
Mr. Parole?
I see in the file, there's notes that says you had been involved in a prior accident that killed your sister-in-law? Can you tell? What?
I don't know. That was new to me. I haven't involved with a wreck that killed my sister-in-law. No,
Involved in any other accidents where anybody got killed?
no, sir.
All right, thank you. That's the only question I had.
Mr. Landry, I think the panel is prepared to vote. Mr. Tiller?
My vote is to deny, considering the DA's decision and strong opposition of the family.
Mr. Barra?
I'm gonna also vote to deny based on that you've only served 31% of your sentence, which is not much. For a case like this that involved two victims and one is deceased and the other one permanently disabled. So the 31% is really not enough time to even be considered.
My vote is also to deny based on those reasons. I would encourage you to continue your good conduct because you do have an opportunity to write back, and laws have changed, so you need to be write up free for 3 years. But your case has been denied today, and we wish you well.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
What are your thoughts on this outcome? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing for a new video every week. Until next time.